Hello, in this Ionic programming video, we are going to look at the list CSS component. List is a common way of just displaying data. That's pretty much it. There's not much more to say. So without further ado, let's get into it. What I'm actually first going to do is just run this so the simulator is running. So yeah, that's fine. I'm happy with that now. We can continue doing what we're going to do. Okay, so first of all, let's create an unordered list. This will have a class of list, and then in here we're going to have a list item, and now this list item is going to have a class of called item, and I'm just simply going to call it item 1. I'm going to copy and paste this and change this to 2, 3, and 4. Save that. Now if I open up my terminal, I cd to desktop, cd to Ionic, app is awesome. Now just build it for iOS. Build iOS. You can run it, build it, test it on whatever device you want. I'm just going to be building it and running it in an iOS simulator because it's just easy to show the result to you. Okay, so that's all running now. So let's just rerun this in our simulator. So there we go. We have a simple, list. It's that simple. We're going to advance on it a little bit more. You can also do something called a list divider, which essentially is a great way of dividing different sets of items. So imagine if item 1 and 2 was part of a group and this was part of another group. That's a great way of putting it. You can call it groups essentially. So to create a divider, you just do just do a list item, and for the class we want item dash divider, and now I'm just going to call this group 1. Copy and paste this, call this group 2, save it, build our application again, rerun it in the simulator. So here we go, we actually have different groups now. You might be wondering why this is sort of overlapping the status bar. It's just because we deleted in one of the starting videos when we were setting up our project, we deleted pretty much all the code from our base project. You probably would just manipulate it accordingly, so you won't really have this issue if you're doing a serious project. So the next list feature we're going to show you is list icons. So what we're going to do, we're going to add an icon to item 2, and to do that just put another class of item icon dash the. Now we want to set the position, so I'm going to put left. If you wanted it on the right, you simply change left to right. And now in here you put itag class icon ion dash, what should I put? I'm going to put the email icon. If you want more information about the Ionic icon pack, just Google Ionic icons and you'll get a bunch of different classes that you can use. It's really cool because they're all built in and they look fantastic. And for this, I'm actually going to rename it so we say email, so it's actually relevant to what it is showcasing in terms of the icon. So now let's just build the project, rerun the project. There you go, we now have an icon. That I actually think that has made the user experience or the actual interface look a lot better now. And especially when you start having other icons, these items are named better. You can have icons on the left and the right as well. Very self-explanatory because we've put the icon before the email. If you wanted it on the right, just put it afterwards, and also add the item dash icon dash right class if you wanted it both ways. So that's just a great way of adding icons. The next thing we're going to look at is adding a button within one of our list items. So let's add it to item 1, for example. So we're going to anchor the button to the right. So we need to put item dash button dash, I think you guessed it, right. If you want that on the left, simply change that to left. And for this, what we're going to do is just add a button. This is going to have a class of button. And for the styling, I'm just going to put button dash com. If you want more information about buttons, check out that video. It will explain everything that you need to know about buttons in Ionic. And in here, what I'm going to do is just add an icon. This is going to have a class of icon ion dash iOS dash telephone. Again, this is just a certain icon class. If you want more information, just check out the Ionic icon pack website. And I'm just going to change this to core. So save that, rebuild our project, rerun it in our simulator. There we go, we have a button within our list, which is fantastic. So that's a great little thing that you can do, and you could have multiple buttons as well, very similar to having an icon. You can mix and match icons and buttons. As an extra task, I actually recommend doing that, mixing and matching these features that I'm showing you, because it's a great way of advancing your knowledge. So the next thing I'm going to look at is item avatars, which is essentially displaying a circular image. The image itself, or the source image, doesn't have to be circular. The styling handles all of that, which is fantastic. So this one, let's do for item 3, because I'll leave the others because they're looking pretty good at the moment. What I'm going to do is add a class of item dash avatar. In all fairness, you don't actually have to have list items. These could be anchor tags because maybe you want them to refer to something else. This unordered list could be a div. As long as you have these classes, everything should work fine. Again, experiment with it, because that's the best way of learning, and that's the best way of knowing how it all works. So we got our item dash avatar class, and inside here I'm going to have a image source equals, and what I'm going to do is get rid of this, change this to a H2 so you can actually see how powerful this is. I'm going to call this heading. Now put a paragraph tag. I want to call this sub. I'm just going to call this more information, and in the source I have Google opened up, just got a picture of Gabe Newell. Going to copy the image address, save that, paste that, save it, build our project, rerun it in the simulator. Might get a warning and the image might not load potentially. Nope, it loaded, so that is fine. So I must have already added the the information in the info plist, which just allows us to get external sources. So there you go. It's a great way of displaying the avatar. This could be maybe the name of a person, and the more information could possibly have the email address of a person. So it's a great way of creating some sort of contact list. Now we're going to show you how to do an item thumbnail. Very, very similar, but the biggest difference is it's not rounded. So what we're going to do is, for this list item right here, going to put a class of item dash thumbnail dash. Now we want to set it to the position, so it's left or right. I'm going to set it to left, not lefty, left. And in here, we're going to have an image. You don't need to close it off, but it's just a habit from XHTML. So there we are. For the source, I'm actually going to use the exact same image so you can see the difference in the code. So copy that, paste it, and for the text, I'm going to put H2. I'm going to put Gabe Newell. And for the P tag, never releasing Half-Life 3. Save that, and now build our project. Rerun this in our simulator. So there you go, that is the difference. The icon is slightly bigger and it isn't rounded. So you get a variety of methods to actually style your application. The last thing we're going to show you is an inset list, which is a list that doesn't span the full width of the container, which is a great way of making it look, I want to say cool, but I don't know what word I'm looking for, maybe different. All you do is put list-inset, save that. Need to build the project, sorry. Rerun this in the simulator. And there we go. As you can see, it didn't span the full width of the parent container, and it actually looks really cool. Obviously, that's down to the way you want your interface to look. It's totally customizable. So that's it for this video. Very simple stuff. If you have any questions, feel free to post them on sonarlearning.co.uk, which is our free education platform. There'll be a link in the description to that. There'll be another link in the description to the source code from this video and all the other videos in this series. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and leave us a comment. And as usual, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.